Good morning. Right. Well, a couple of things to show you. This ceiling was completely papered and also had a layer of paint on it as well, on top of the paper. So quite resistant and not the easiest thing to get off, is it? Paper off ceilings. But I've discovered well, it seems to be widely used now. I did have a wallpaper stripper, a steam powered one. They're not the cheapest thing in the world, and also they're kind of expensive to run. It's like boiling a kettle constantly, isn't it? But what I did, I bought one of these, which is a garden sprayer, about £15, and what is it? I think it's about 5 or 7 litres, something like that. And all you do is fill it up with fairly hot water and a little fabric conditioner and some washing up liquid. That's all. And the main thing, and perhaps if I look in the other room I'll be able to explain it better. But what you need to do is get the top layer of paper off, which comes off quite easy. But even where it doesn't, if you spray the ceiling until it's absolutely saturated all over and leave it a good hour, a whole hour, then come back and give it a light misting again, trust me, it will come off so easily. Anyway, that's my labour saving tip for the day. Because of course there was concern that because it's an old ceiling, if you start scraping it, there'll be holes in it and it'll come down, and because it's lath and plaster. But that proved not to be the case. These ceilings are really solid. But I did need to get the paper off, particularly where it sort of reaches the edges, I could do it with caulking, but where it's rippled like that, can you see that? It'd be very difficult to cover that, really. So, and it's probably it's been at least 30 years of that paper, so time it came off. So that was my labour saving tip for the day. But my job today is to move this, let's get it in the light, this light switch. Look what it is, it's up between the channel of 2 doors. Not very attractive, and even if you put a new switch on it, it just doesn't look right, does it? So what I've decided is I'm going to put the switch on this wall, which makes more sense. Aesthetically, at least it'll look right. But to do that, of course, I'm going to have to cut a channel up the wall to accept the cable. And as it's two-way switching, that's 3-core and earth. So slightly fatty cable, but what I have done, I bought this plastic conduit, and anywhere I run cables I'm using conduit, because if I ever have to pull a cable out or add in an extra cable, I can do it because I've got the conduit. But as this is only one switch, I'm using the narrower stuff. I'm not sure what that is, 2 centimetres possibly. So the next job is to chase that out. So how do you do that? Well, there's a couple of ways. You could do it with a hammer and chisel, but the problem with that is, this is old plaster, and you do run the risk then of big chunks of plaster coming off. So I do have an angle grinder. That works. No problem. You'll soon go down and make a channel with an angle grinder, but the downside is that creates a massive amount of dust. I did try it a little while ago, and it's, well, not here, but further downstairs, and it's not the best way to go. So I'm going to use a tool that I got from Aldi in the week. I think it was just short of £20. And so we'll get on with that.